You say that you hold the view that the instruction of the minister to close the political killings task team was ultra vires and encroached on your domain as the National Commissioner. So why did you not tell him so? Tell him that you won't close it down, that it's doing good work and that he's out of line. Why didn't you just do that?
But even though I tell him that this team is doing good work, we're not supposed to close it, he said, we must close it.
No, General, I'm sorry, you're missing the gist of the question.
Oh, sorry.
The question is, why didn't you tell him you're not interested? He's encroaching on your terrain, he's out of line, he can't do what he's doing, and he must concern himself with his own business and you concern yourself with yours.
Well, like I said, I did my best to tell him, let's not close, and he insisted.
General, my difficulty is that he can't insist. So, I mean, let's just cut to the chase. He can't insist, he can't tell you what to do. You're the National Commissioner of the South African Police Service. There's no one above you and he's not above you.
He's a Minister of Police, he's above me.
Not in the hierarchy of the South African Police Service, General, and you and I both know that. You call the shots in the South African Police Service, not the Minister. And if he tries, you should tell him to go to hell. Why didn't you?
Yeah, well, I didn't tell them that. And I take him as Minister of Police. And I told him in a nice way that let's not do this thing. And he kept insisting, no, we do it.
So when you told him in a nice way and he didn't go away, why didn't you tell him in a less nice way?
Yeah.
That's not an answer. General, you're the National Commissioner. You're the head honcho. You're the boss, not him. Why didn't you tell him that? Tell him to mind your own business and go do your own job.
Yes, I'm the National Commissioner, but I'm subject to his directions.
Do you consider him to be your boss?
Yes, I consider him, yes, to be
your boss.
My supervisor, yes.
The National Commissioner of the South African Police Service thinks the Minister is his boss. Wow. Then you said, you discussed with him, he gave you no answers, real answers about why it should close down. Nothing was satisfactory. And then you said something odd. You said, if it had been something about farm murders, the citizens of South Africa and parliamentarians would have reacted to the closing down. But because it wasn't, no one reacted. Now, why do you want citizens of South Africa and parliamentarians to do your job? It's your job to deal with that issue, not anybody else's. Did you come to Parliament and say, the Minister is encroaching on your domain, he's exercising unacceptable political interference in the police service? Did you do that? And if not, why didn't you do it?
Thanks, Honourable Chair. We did appear at the committee. We briefed them how good the political killings task team is doing its work. And there was any member of the team that would say, no, we think this the Minister shouldn't do.
Again, General, I have difficulty with, you're a really nice guy. I mean, there's no question about that. But you're too nice. You're way too nice. You're the head of the South African police. Nobody can tell you what to do. You've got a lot of power. You don't seem to want to exercise it. And I don't understand that. Why didn't you come to the Portfolio Committee and say, this Minister, tell them to call him to the Portfolio Committee and then sit there with him and say, this Minister is interfering in the South African Police Service. He's telling me what to do. Why didn't you do that? How else would they have known?
Thanks, Honourable Chair. We learn. So in future, if I'm still there, that's what I will do, what you say.
So General, again, you're a very nice guy. Your subordinates seem to act with scant regard for you and your rank. They seem to disrespect you. Do you agree?
Well, they do respect me and we respect each other, Honorable Chair.
I said they disrespect you.
Yes,
They do as they please.
Honorable Chair.
They do as they please, clearly. And why do you put up with it? If you didn't want to close the political killings task team, why didn't you reprimand Sabia and tell him to concern himself with his own business and not act counter to your orders? How do you exercise authority over the people that report to you?
Thanks, Honorable Chair. Yes, I was exercising authority, but as I said, there was also this lake that the Minister and General Sabia were also pushing.
So who's the head of the South African Police Service?
Myself, Honorable Chair.
And so Sabia doesn't listen to you, and your reaction is to say, just leave it, I'll do it myself. That's not exercising authority. Why don't you tell him to do the job you told him to do? He answers to you.
Well, that time, Honorable Chair, remember, I didn't know what was the objective of all this. I thought he can't really do what I expect him to do. Hence, I said, leave it, I'll do it myself and get other people to do it.
General Sabia is a lieutenant general. It's not an insignificant rank in the South African police. Surely he's capable of doing any job you tell him to do.
Correct, Honorable Chair, but he couldn't. So it was my understanding at that time. It was that maybe he doesn't know how to do it. I didn't have a benefit of what we all know now.
No, General, you can't slide out of it like that. I'm very sorry. You can't just say you didn't think that he couldn't, or you thought he couldn't do the job. How long have you known Sabia? He occupies the second highest rank in the South African police force. And when he doesn't do what you tell him to do, you assume it's because he can't? It looks to me like he wouldn't.
Well, that time I thought you can't, Honorable Chair.
Then you say, we sit here today knowing what we know. And only after the 13th of May did we know that the plans to start the disbandment of the political killings task force started after the raid on Matlala and Molefe. And before that you didn't know it. Is that...
That's correct, Honorable Chair.
But how could you not have known? What is the crime intelligence doing? Are you not briefed daily on intelligence issues? And if not, why not?
Yeah, you do get briefed, but this one we did not know, Honorable Chair.
You know, the rest of South Africa knew and has known for some time. You're probably the only person who didn't know. How is that possible?
Well, Honorable Chair, indeed I didn't know, I must say, and we only know that day.
Also said that you were not so sure that it was an illegal order from the minister. If you weren't so sure, the South African Police Service has got a huge legal division with lots of well-paid people. Why didn't you ask one of them for an opinion?
Well, we did ask, and they were also, some said yes, some said no.
That's not how legal opinion works, General, and you and I both know it. A legal opinion works like this. You give somebody a brief, and you ask them for them, not their opinion, not what they think, what the law says. That's a legal opinion. And they would have prepared one for you and told you what the law says. Not something this, something that. That's not a legal opinion, and you and I both know that. So please, will you answer the question?
Yeah, Honorable Chair, thanks. As I said, I did ask, and that's what I got.
Some said yes, some said no.
Yeah, and that time, of course, I said, it's a fine line whether it should be, is it some would say yes, it's a policy direction. Some will say no, you have encroached. So I chose my way to say I think he encroached. So I don't know what is the feeling of this Honorable House.
Did you get a written legal opinion on whether the instruction from the minister was in fact ultra vires or not?
Oh, no, Honorable Chair, I didn't get a written legal
Why
opinion.
not?
I deemed sufficient what they were advising me verbally.
Well, they weren't advising you. Some said yes, some said no. That's not advice. You didn't really feel strongly about this at all. You just go with the flow, wherever the wind blows you. Is that correct?
That is not correct, Honorable Chair. If I went with what he said, indeed, we wouldn't have the PKTD today.
Now, Section 207 of the Constitution mandates you to exercise control over and manage the police service in accordance with the national policing policy and the directions of the Cabinet Minister responsible for policing. Is that correct?
Correct, correct, Honorable Chair.
And in your view, what does this mean? What are the parameters of your authority as far as you're aware?
Well, my understanding, Honorable Chair, is yes, Minister will develop policy and I implement, and he will give directions. I think the matter around directions is what one might say it's not clear as to what exactly, how far do these directions go? Do these directions mean giving instruction to say don't do this or do this? So, but my interpretation was that, let's say for argument's sake, what he said is a direction. I hold the view that probably he would have said, there's a problem with the PKTT. Check what is happening, whether it should still continue, yes or no. Then I will go and do that. So that's what I think would be a direction. But then, in this case, to go beyond to say close and close immediately, that's where I thought maybe it's an encroachment. But I think it's a matter that requires maybe some legal clarity.
So you've already said that you think the minister is your boss. If the minister's son, this is purely hypothetical, if the minister's son is arrested for something and he phones you up and says, let him go, will you do it?
What, his son do what?
Hypothetically, if the minister's son got arrested for a criminal offense and the minister phones you up and says, let him go, will you do it?
No, I wouldn't do it. Through you, Chair.
I see. Well, if that's true, then the South African police service is in a huge mess. No? We should all be very worried. That's why we're sitting here today. You agree?
Honorable Chair, after the discovery of what we discovered on Matlala's phone, yes, I agree, there are problems.
Again, General...
And those problems, we are addressing them.
If that's the first time that you became aware of problems, and that's when you started to be worried, General, then you've been living under a rock for the last 12 years. Because we all know that's not where the problem started. You know it, I know it, everybody sitting here knows it. And if you don't know it, then there's a big problem. Because you've had a high rank for a long time. Will you tell me 3 things that you did to clean up crime intelligence?
Well, I removed some of the senior managers there. I appointed a new capable divisional commissioner. And, well, some of the things we're still doing, we're not finished. And in that space of crime intelligence, yeah, one might have limitations in talking, but we rectified some messes that were happening there in terms of informers' claims. Senior managers, abusing some resource vehicles. We attended to that. So, yes.
Did you fire all of the family members of Richard Mdluli who he appointed?
We fired some, not only him, but we have fired some.
Did you fire all of them?
No, not all of them.
Why?
Some have been legitimately appointed. So General Kumalo was still busy dealing with those matters. But there are those that we found not legitimately, not only Mdluli, but other families, and we fired them.
You said yesterday that you didn't know Kat Matlala or Brown Mokotsi. And when you say that, do you say you didn't know them or you didn't know of them?
I didn't know them, and I didn't know of them until General Mkonazi spoke to me about a Brown Mokotsi. Because he asked me whether I know this person. I say, I don't know. He says, no, this person was with you at Lisukisiki when 18 people were murdered there. I says, well, if he was there, I don't know this guy. Even Matlala, I don't know him, I haven't heard of him.
Doesn't it concern you a little, General, because it concerns me more than a little, that the head of the South African Police Service says he doesn't know people that it's common knowledge are intricately involved in the underworld and amongst the most well-known gangsters in South Africa, and you don't know it?
Well, I must be honest, I didn't know of that. But now I know.
You say that you did not know who Babita Diakaran was, and that now we should all take pride in the fact that the theft and corruption at Tembisa Hospital has been stopped and has implicated Kat Matlala.
I said I didn't know her before. I know her after there's a name of Babita Diakaran that she was killed. Yes, I know about.
Are you aware of the fact that the actual shooters are serving prison sentences after pleading guilty? We all know how that little scenario works and will play out. The actual kingpins have never been caught. The persons who organized it and paid for it are still at large. And it doesn't appear as if anything is being done to apprehend them. How can this be something that you're proud of?
Well, I now know who are the masters of that, and we are busy with them. You recall that the case of those that were convicted was investigated by the Hawks, and now we are investigating a case of the masterminds. It's done by the GC Ops Gauteng. So we know them. We are dealing with that matter.
Have you ordered an audit of the Crime Intelligence Covert Fund? And if so, what were the results?
The results, after many years, where they were not getting, they were not getting a good audit. I think the last financial year, for the first time, they got an unqualified audit report, and it's quite a big improvement from where they come from.
You also said that since January 2025, you have been aware of a syndicate that has significant influence and connections within the political, law enforcement, and criminal justice systems. What does this mean?
What I mean by that is that this cartel is not only infiltrating SAPS. What we mean is that it does have influence to some of the people in the NPA, and it also does have influence to some of the people in the judiciary. That's what it means, and I took it from the report given by the members of the GC Ops.
Why haven't these people been arrested?
We are in the process. That's why we have Gauteng counterintelligence operations. They are dealing with that. You will see the results as time goes on.
Now, you know, it's nearly the end of October already. When?
To investigate organized crime, you know very well. It's not like you take a person. You can arrest a person now, yes, put him there, but if you don't really have the evidence to prove, then you have a problem. That's why we take so long. And of course, the arrest of Khumalo have also brought complications in the whole investigation. But the team is still there. They are going forward.